Greetings everyone. Today's video is about a 5,000-year-old fire ritual called Agnihotra. The results from this ceremony are scientifically proven to neutralize nuclear radiation, and the ashes from this ceremony are known to cure people with all kinds of incurable diseases like swollen hearts, strokes, skin diseases, and purifying your blood, etc. So on December 3rd, 1984, there was a poisonous gas leak in Bhopal, India from the Union Carbide factory, and hundreds of people died and thousands of others were hospitalized. But there were two families who used to practice Agnihotra, and they were living in the middle of the worst affected area where this gas leak happened. And no one from these two families died nor had to be hospitalized. And up to this day, these families are still residing at the same addresses. And apart from this tragic incident, scientists went to Chernobyl and Fukushima and tested the radiation level in food grown in these areas. And it was noted that when people perform Agnihotras in these areas and they washed or soaked the food with the water mixed with the ash produced from the Agnihotra ceremony, or mixed the Agnihotra ash in the soil in about 2 weeks, all the nuclear radiation in the immediate area was neutralized to zero. But they had to keep performing Agnihotra to maintain zero radiation. There are tens of thousands of other scientific experiments from reputable labs and universities all over the world that clearly shows the positive results derived from practicing Agnihotra. And compared to other Vedic ceremonies that are very complex and time consuming, Agnihotra just takes about 5 minutes to prepare and less than 30 seconds to perform. So to do the entire thing, you need unpolished whole grains of brown rice. That's, just ordinary rice. Cow ghee, dried cow dung. So you could get this on the internet to buy, and it's a little bigger than these pieces, and they call it cow cakes. That's the search term you would use on Google. And lastly, you need an inverted stepped copper pyramid to burn your offerings. So this is what it looks like. There are two sizes to this, and they come with rings, some of them. So what you do, it's very easy, you just take off this ring and to use it like that. And you need a small copper bowl to mix your offerings, a copper spoon, and you need your clock or your computer linked to the world clock that provides the exact time for sunrise and sunset in your part of the world. I'm not talking about 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. There's a specific time on the world clock for your area, and it changes almost every day by a few seconds. All right, so all you do is that you smear some of the cow ghee onto the cow dung or the cow cake, and you arrange it in the copper pyramid. Or there are many videos on YouTube that demonstrates how to actually do the ceremony. All right, so when you arrange that, then you light the cow dung approximately 3 to 5 minutes before sunrise or sunset. So at exactly sunrise or sunset, the fire should be blazing, and there are two mantras, right? Two different mantras for sunrise and sunset. So for sunrise, the mantras are Suryaye Swaha, Suryaye Idan Namama, and you make the first offering that would contain some ghee and the unpolished, unbroken brown rice. Now, remember, this rice has to be unbroken grains that you use. It's up to you how much you decide to use. And there's the other part of the mantra. It's two offerings for sunrise. Prajapataye Swaha, Prajapataye Idan Namama. Make the second offering. And for sunset, the mantra is Agnaye Swaha, Agnaye Idan Namama. One portion. Prajapataye Swaha, Prajapataye Idan Namama. Second offering. And that's it. So, as I said, you have to recite these mantras at the exact second on the world clock, either sunrise or sunset. Anytime you miss the timing, scripture says this is not Agnihotra that you are performing, and the results may not be as effective. So take your time, do your own research, and follow the instructions to the letter. So after this thing is lighting, you finish making offerings. Do not move the copper inverted pyramid until all the offerings are totally burnt out. Now, some people will leave this inverted pyramid fire pot in its spot for over 8 hours before removing, and the ash is saved to be used as you see fit. Now, this is a solar ritual that is associated with Surya, the sun. And the reason I use this Kalbairo image in the artwork is to honor Guru Murali from Umahesh Alchemy. Now, he does a special version of Agnihotra using a set of Kalbairo mantras to do what is called a fire cleanse ritual that removes negativity, attachments, and black magic. So, the Kalbairo mantra that was given on the artwork. Now, this is an older version that we printed, but the ones on the website will have the mantra on it. This was especially given to me by Guru Murali. And I just want to state for the record that when he's doing his Agnihotra fire cleanse, this is just one of many special mantras that he uses during the ceremony. And most of the mantras that he uses cannot be found on Google. These mantras were handed down by his guru and other teachers from his lineage. So before I did this video, I had two questions for him. One was, what does the dog standing next to Kalbairo signify? And the other question was, what are the meaning and the origins for this mantra that he shared with me? And his response is as follows.
Om Namah Shivaya, Gerard. First question, the dog. The dog actually signifies alertness. A dog is something, when you see, it is a Bhairava's vehicle. If you normally see a dog, even though it sleeps, it keeps its ears awake. And when it gets awake, it stretches its body to get ready to spring with its life. And is always on its alertness. And that is what it represents for Bhairava, alertness. Even at the time of death, even when you're sleeping, even in whatever things that you're doing, you have to be alert and conscious in your mind. It's actually called Shavana, Shavana. Shavana is the name of the vehicle, the dog. This mantra, Bhairava mantra, Om Jwala Jwala, Mahabhima Pakramaya Satrunashana Harana Harana Taga Taga Bashya Bashya Hrim Pat Swaha. It's a very personalized mantra given by my Bhairava gurus, my Agora gurus, who came and gave. Some of my mantras are not taken from the Google because these mantras were initiated and traditionally were passed down. It's not those common things that you'll find. So if you want to understand the mantra, it's very simple. The one, Jwala Jwala Mahabhima, means the one in the fire, the great one. Mahabhima means the great one. Pakramaya Satrunashana, the one who slays the demons, the one who slays the negativity, the one who slays all evil entities out. Jala Jala Mahabhima Pakramaya Satrunashana Harna Harna Thaga Thaga. Harna Harna Taga Taga means the flame that he is initiating him, invoking him into going into a great beast, asking Bhairava himself to become the greatest warrior within the fire itself. From the fire itself, he creates himself. Out of nothing, he's created and he destroys everything that is within him. That is the meaning and the significance of this mantra, using the energy of the fire.
Even Sadhguru did multiple videos about the importance of Kalbairo, but be warned, not everyone who goes into a trance state and claims to manifest Kalbairo is authentic. You know, they have some real shady people. Be very careful. So Guru Murali, he is an Agori master, and I was very fortunate to meet him just before COVID started in 2019. And he can also arrange to get personal readings done from the Mahasiddhas that are living in remote locations in India. And for those who want to contact him for a reading, I just want to state that the way that these Mahasiddhas give readings, they are not very detailed and long-winded. It's not something to entertain you. All you get are a few words that pertain to your life or certain things that you have to pass through. And Guru now can advise you on what you can do to negate the effects of whatever challenges that they foresee that you have to deal with. And in my country, people tend to have a certain stigma for astrologers that come from India. And I want to make a distinction that Guru Murali is very different. He's a very simple and humble man who uses his gifts to help people. So Agnihotra is good for purifying and cleansing your body, purifying food, generating positive energies at the home. However, there are other unseen hazardous things that we all have in our daily life. Like the effects of wireless signals and 5G. And the one thing that can shield you from these harmful effects of 5G is a natural material called Shungite. Now, this is what it looks like. So this is one that I have. It's from Russia. So this stone there's only one place on the planet you can get Shungite, and that's in Russia. It's said to be at least 1 billion years old. And there are many stories about who first discovered Shungite. So one of the stories goes back to the time of Ivan the Terrible. And in 1709, there was a war. And during the summertime, the water was undrinkable. And Ivan the Terrible ordered his soldiers to carry Shungite in their bags to purify their drinking water. And there's another story about the injured soldiers who would bathe in the river that had Shungite deposits, and they would all heal noticeably faster. So currently, they have shamans who give Shungites to clients to help protect them from dark spells that were sent to harm them. Some people say that just by wearing Shungite or holding the stone, it neutralizes their stress and helps them to feel more calm and focused. The effect is similar to holding black obsidian in your hands. So there are two types of Shungites, the normal black Shungite, and then there's the elite Shungite, which has a silvery metallic look. And some of the most common products that they make with Shungite are Shungite cups, pyramids, small plates and stickers that you can put on your cell phone, and wireless routers. And then there are the raw, chunky, unpolished pieces that you could make jewelry to wear or use to filter water. So there was an experiment done in 2013 where they studied the effects of 37 gigahertz radiation on rats. And these experiments proved that by shielding with Shungite, it decreased the severity of the electromagnetic radiation that these rats absorbed. So this stone has a very unique composition. It is mostly made of carbon and contains fullerenes that look like 3D molecules. And along with these fullerenes, Shungite consists of nearly all the minerals on the periodic table. So scientists up to this day, they are unsure how it was actually formed or where it actually came from. But the fullerenes, which are found in Shungite, is a type of carbon nanostructure and is different from the physical form of carbon. So there was another study that was done in 2017 that demonstrated how the carbon nanostructure in Shungite can destroy harmful pathogens by damaging the cell walls of bacteria and viruses. However, it is unclear what direct effect Shungite can have on diseases in humans. So for those of you who might be thinking about grinding up Shungite and consuming it, please don't. The effect it will have on your body will be like if you were consuming broken glass, and you will die. History also shows great emperors becoming fascinated with jade, and many of them used to grind it up into powder and consume it. And they believed that it would grant them immortality because in China they revere jade. So the whole reason the practice of eating jade died out is because many of the people who used to eat it, they all died from it. And another thing that some emperors were fascinated with was consuming mercury. They believed that it would also make them immortal. And again, many people died from these practices. Some historians suspect at least 5 emperors died from consuming mercury. But I have to add that to this day, mystics in India, they still mix mercury with specific herbs prescribed in ancient Ayurvedic recipes, and that makes it safe to consume mercury. So after hearing this, if you're still obsessed about Shungite, the best way to get Shungite into your body is by putting some pieces to soak in water for a few hours and then drink the water. They even that's the whole reason they have these little cups made out of Shungite. It's specifically for that purpose, for putting your water in and let the Shungite transform the water, and then you consume it. And for people in my country who want Shungite, I recommend Ian from Ian's Gems and Crystals. He has displays in various locations around Trinidad. So I'll have his number up there in the video. And another person, their Facebook page is called Mystic Gems. And to visit her physical store, you have to call ahead, book an appointment. And when you are going, you have to go to San Fernando, take a Marabella taxi, tell them you want to go to the entrance for Villa Capri, and then when you get there, her showroom is like 2 houses away. So I have been buying various types of semi-precious stones from these people since 2015, and they both could source good quality moldavite and other hard to get stones. So as per usual, I urge everyone to do their own research on anything that I've presented in my videos. So that's it for now. Best of luck to everyone.